Hey guys, and happy Canada Day to those of you in Canada. At the time of filming, it is July 1st, which is Canada Day, so happy Canada Day everyone. I am not sure if this is going to be uploaded tonight, so if it's not Canada Day, then happy belated Canada Day. Anyways, today I'm going to do my June wrap-up and my July TBR really quickly because I'm actually going out with my best friend to watch the fireworks. So that's gonna happen. Anyways, the first book that I read in June was Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging by Louise Renison. This book was so hilarious. It was a light read and it was just such a happy book. It's honestly so fantastic and it just makes you feel all happy. And at the time of reading it, I needed that, so it was perfect. The second book that I read in June was The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan. It's book number 3 in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, and I loved it! Oh my heavens! It was so good. So incredibly good, just like the first 2 books, and I honestly cannot wait to read the 4th and 5th. The third and final book that I read in June is Across the Universe by Beth Revis, and this is a library book, and I was going to read A Million Suns, the second one, but then Canada Day happened, and spending the entire day reading did not happen, clearly, so I'm just going to wait until I buy the book, or if I see it in the library again, because I literally have run out of time to read it, seeing as it's due back tomorrow. Anyway, time for my giant July TBR, because I'm going to try and participate in the booktubeathon, even though at the time we'll be having company, so that may not happen. I may not read all of these books, but I'm going to try. The first book I'm going to try and read is Gåten i Spøkelsesdalen, and I do not know the English name for this book because it's originally in Swedish, I think, or something. Swedish, Finnish, I don't know. But it's one of my Norwegian books. I've noticed that I'm forgetting my Norwegian, and that really upsets me. So I'm going to try and read a Norwegian book each month so that I will be able to remember that language, because having no one to speak Norwegian to really makes you forget things. I haven't spoken Norwegian in nearly 3 years. So, yeah, I need to read this thing. I also chose this book out of my Norwegian books because it's one that I've read over and over again, and I know that I love it. It is very small compared to what I read nowadays, but back when I wasn't into reading, this I thought was a pretty big book. Clearly it's not, but I always enjoyed the story, and I'm really looking forward to reading it again. Then if you remember my huge book haul a couple of months ago, or was it maybe 1 month ago, I'm not sure. Well, I picked up tons of books, and it was during my Project 10 books, which I'm still doing, but since I didn't pay for them, I didn't count them as book purchases. But yeah, I got a ton of books, and I figured I should read some of them, you know, 'cause that's why they're there. Anyway, I've decided I want to read The Princess Diaries by Meg Cabot. I love the movies. They're so fun, and Anne Hathaway is fantastic. Now, clearly Anne Hathaway is not in the book, but her character is, and I really want to read this because it just looks funny. The next book I'm planning to read is The Never-Ending Story by Michael End, and the reason I want to read this now is because I've had it on my shelf for I think 2 months, and it's not mine, it's my best friend's, and I should get around to reading it. Also, I just love The Never-Ending Story, and I really want to read the book that inspired the film. Or was it the other way around? I think this inspired the film, I'm not sure. I was surprised to find out that it was a book, but yeah. I'm gonna read this thing. No matter what, I'm gonna read it. Then, continuing and finishing the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, I want to read The Battle of the Labyrinth and The Last Olympian, the last 2 books in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, and I am so excited. I love this series. It's become one of my favorite series, and it's so good. Oh my heavens. I need to read these very soon. These may be the first books that I read this month. I don't know. But I need to go on more adventures with Percy because I can't not be on adventures with Percy. And I also want to reread the Harry Potter series, so this month I want to read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling, and I just really miss reading Harry Potter, so this is just going to be one of those books that I have to reread. I want to finish the little selection of Grimm's fairy tales that I have because I really want to finish it, and I've been reading it for months, and it's just sort of this thing that I pick up every now and then. Usually I get sucked into the story of another book and I forget about this, but I really want to finish it this month and get to my Andersen's fairy tales because I have like an entire collection, well not the entire collection, but another short collection of Andersen's fairy tales, and I want to read all these fairy tales, and I have a feeling that if I don't put this on my TBR, it's not going to happen because I only pick up this book occasionally. And the last book on my TBR list for July is the biggest of the bunch, but I'm really excited about it. Everyone has pretty much read it except for me. Oops. Anyway, it is Divergent by Veronica Roth, and I've just heard so many things about this. Good things. And I've heard that I need to read it because it's awesome, and it sounds awesome, and it looks awesome. Like, look at that cover. Look at how pretty. It's a pretty cover. And yeah, I just really want to read it, and it's pretty big, but you know, I can handle that. I can handle big books. I like big books, and I cannot lie. Anyways, that is it. That's what I have read in June and what I plan to read in July. Yes, I know my TBR is a lot bigger than my wrap-up, but I'm hoping that the booktubeathon will help me a bit. But as I said, I don't know. We're going to have company around that time, so I don't know if I will actually get to read half of these. Probably not, knowing me. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Yeah, that's it. Have a great July.